Hi everyone, Dr. Olivia Joseph here. So you wouldn't eat fishy fish. So why are you taking fishy fish oils? Anybody who eats seafood or attempts to eat seafood knows that if your fish smells fishy or tastes fishy, it's not fresh, right? And why would you take a fish oil that smells fishy or tastes fishy? It's also not fresh. So I'm not a proponent of spending large amounts of money on vitamins and supplements, but with fish oils, you kind of get what you pay for. That is one of the supplements that I would not buy at Walgreens, Walmart, Sam's, Target, even GNC's. Because if you saw the article that came out a while back, the FDA tested samples of supplements from those locations and found out that what was on the label was not necessarily in the bottle. And there was a lot of things in the bottle that were toxins and allergens that weren't listed on the label. So when fish oil comes into play, quality matters. So what should you look for in a fish oil? First of all, if you're taking a fish oil, make sure it's fish oil and not flax oil and other oils combined. You don't need to take an omega-3, 6, 9 blend. Here's why. Because you get omega-6s and omega-9s every day in many foods. What you don't get a lot of is omega-3 fatty acids. Now, I hear a lot of patients say, but I eat avocado, I eat coconut oil, I eat raw nuts and seeds, I eat salmon. Well, if you are not eating foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids 2 times a day, you're going to be deficient. I actually run blood work on my patients, and with a cardiologist that I work with, we run these blood panels on our patients looking at omega-3 to 6 ratios. And even people who are eating avocados and nuts and seeds and olive oil still often end up low in omega-3s. Why is that? Because people aren't eating fish 2 times a day. More and more people now are eating avocado and nuts and seeds and eating farm-raised salmon, which is not high in omega-3s like a wild-caught salmon. It's got a lot of omega-6 fatty acids. And if you have too many omega-6 fatty acids, you're going to have too much inflammation. And the whole reason you want to take a fish oil is to reduce inflammation, to increase omega-3 fatty acids, not omega-6 fatty acids, to protect your heart, your brain, your mind, your memory, and your nerves. I use fish oil specifically with patients all day long to reduce inflammation. And one thing I objectively see in my patients is when I am testing their pH, I see their pH is going up, meaning they're becoming more alkaline by taking fish oils. I have patients report to me that their joint mobility is better, that they have less pain, less stiffness. But what's important is that you take a pure fish oil. So it should say EPA-DHA. DHA is why you need fish oil versus avocado, coconut, flax, and all those other great omega-3 fatty acids. But those foods I just mentioned may have, thank you, great question, what's the best fish oil that you recommend? Personally, Metagenics, and I'll tell you why. Because they are regulated. The FDA comes into their manufacturing facility 1 and 2 times a year. A good company, you can ask for their chromatography report. Whatever fish oil you currently have, if it doesn't say purity certified and stabilized on the bottle, give it to your pet or give it away. Don't take it, because if it's not purity certified, it can contain toxins like mercury, lead, cadmium, yucky toxins. So fish found in nature, in the wild, contains mercury. So you need to make sure that when you concentrate that fish oil and take it as a supplement, you need to make sure it's purity certified. What does stabilized mean? Stabilized means it's been made or manufactured in a way where it's not being exposed to heat and light, because oils are very temperamental, and when they're exposed to heat or light, they go rancid. Rancid oil is fishy. Smells fishy, tastes fishy. The #1 reason patients give me for not taking a fish oil It's because it's fishy. And I always give them a sample of Metagenics EPA-DHA 720. That's the one I use the most with my patients. I use other fish oils in their line, but that's the one I use the most with my patients. I give patients samples and nobody reports it smelling fishy or tasting fishy. You wouldn't eat seafood that smells and tastes fishy, and you shouldn't take fish oils that taste and smell fishy. Some over-the-counter brands that I do like are Nordic Naturals, Barleans, and even Carlson's. What I like about Metagenics is I look at the chromatography reports, and if you see hydrogen peroxide in your fish oil, guess what? It's rancid. It's going to be fishy. And what Metagenics does is when their oil comes in to be manufactured, they run their own chromatography analysis. And if they see it's got hydrogen peroxide, meaning it's been sitting on a shelf somewhere going rancid, they will send it back to the company that they purchased fish oil from. So what do you think that company's doing with that rancid fish oil? Do you think they're throwing it away? No, they're selling it at a cheaper, discounted rate to some cheap manufacturer, and then you're buying cheap fish oils, and what you're getting is a rancid oil, which not only has no health benefits, but can have a negative impact on your health if it's raising omega-6 fatty acids. I'm sorry, I got a question. Does fish oil decrease depression? No, fish oil does not decrease depression, but fish oil reduces inflammation. And there's clinical research supporting that one of the root causes of depression is chronic inflammation. I've actually lectured at St. Louis Institute of Integrative Medicine on stage with a psychiatrist, and the topic of his talk was depression is not a Prozac deficiency. And the topic was inflammation and how it increases depression. So fish oil does not directly reduce depression, but fish oil does reduce inflammation, which can positively impact depression. Fish oil, the DHA in fish oil, is also one of the best supplements you could take for your brain and for your nerves. So if you have any other questions, feel free. If you didn't post them live on this video, go ahead and post them on our Facebook page, and I'll be happy to answer them directly. So thanks for listening, and I hope you know your fish oil should not be fishy, and if there's one supplement you want to spend your money on, it's quality fish oil.